In this video, we will try to access Azure Blob Storage using Python SDK, and this is how our workflow is going to look like. We are going to develop our code locally in Python. I am going to create a blob storage on Azure. Inside this blob storage, I will create a container, and inside that container, I'm going to upload our files. And because this blob storage and everything is going to be on Azure platform, and we are going to do our development on our local machine. So to access this blob storage, we need to create a service principal. This service principal, we are going to create it on Azure Active Directory. And we need like certain packages so that like we can access the files over here on the blob storage. So for that, first package that we need to install is going to be azure-identity. And second package that we need to install is azure-storage-blob. Azure-identity is going to help us in retrieving the credentials so that we can connect to Azure platform. And to work with this storage containers and files, we are going to use Azure Blob Storage. Inside Azure Blob Storage, we are going to utilize a service which is called like Blob Service Client. This client would help us to connect to the containers and the files and the blob storage. So keeping this in mind, we are going to procure some resources. So we need to create a blob storage. We need to have a container. We need to upload some files. Also, service principal, I have already covered in my previous tutorial. If you don't know how to create a service principal, you can refer that one. I have already created in my last video. So I'm going to just refer that service principal. Now let's jump to Azure portal. First of all, we are going to focus on this particular diagram where we have to create a blob storage and container. So let me go to Azure portal now. And you need to click on storage account to create a blob storage. You can see like I already have few of the storage account, but let me create a new one. So resource group is this. I'm going to select it, what I have used in my previous tutorial, common demo. Then storage account name, I can give it. And yeah, I can avail this name. So this is okay. I will keep it standard. Here also we don't need to do much. I can just click on review because I want to go with the default value. So I can directly click on review and then I will just click create. Now it is submitting that request and soon we should be able to have this storage account created. So deployment is in progress now. Yeah, now it is showing like your deployment is complete. So I can directly go to my storage account now. I will just click on storage common demo, and inside this one, I will click on container, and container, I can create a container. So I will just create storage common container, and inside this container, we can upload our files. So now you can see this upload option. So I can click on this upload and I can upload any of the files. Yeah, so I can browse for files. I can take like one of the files from here and I can upload it. So now you can see like sample3.txt file. If you look at this diagram, so we have created a blob storage, we have created a blob container, and we have also uploaded a file inside it, right? Now the thing is, we want to access this file and read its data from our code. So how are we going to do it? For writing any code, first of all, we need to install these packages. So you can go to the terminal in your Visual Studio and then you can type pip install azure-identity and it will install the first package for you. Second package, what we need to install is azure-storage-blob. Install azure-storage and then blob. I have already installed it, so you can see the requirement is already satisfied. But yeah, if it is not installed, then you have to install it first before actually we can jump on the code. Now let's go into the code. So this is the same thing what we have done in our previous tutorial. We are using this Azure identity because we need to get this client secret credentials. And then from this Azure storage blob, we are going to use this blob service client. This will enable us to interact with our blob storage, blob container and the files. And then I'm just loading the information from my environment file. So here I have pasted it, the client ID, tenant ID, and the client secret, what we have done before. New thing what you could see over here, this Azure storage URL. So in our last video, in our key vault video, we were referring the key vault URL, but in this particular tutorial, we need to pass our Azure storage URL. I can go to the environment file and you can see here we have to pass our Azure storage URL. Now the question is from where we can get this Azure storage URL. So for that, you need to go to your storage. So I will go to the storage and I will click on this JSON view. Here you will see this blob, right? So I will just copy paste from here and I can just paste it directly here. So now we have the Azure storage URL. I can again go back to my code. Here we are just retrieving the client ID, secret and tenant ID from our environment file, which would help us to connect to our Azure platform. Yeah, so one more thing is remaining. If you notice in this diagram, we need to give access to service principal to this storage account so that like these particular storage can recognize the service principal. Similar thing what we have done with Key Vault. So how we can give it? So I'm in storage common demo, and here I will go to IAM. Then I will go to add role assignment. I will look for a storage, something related to storage. And because we have to read the data, we also have to upload the data. So if I go with the storage blob data contributor, then this will allow me to read, write and delete access to Azure storage blob container and data. Here, if I go for the contributor role, yeah, so if you only want to read the data from your blob storage, then you can definitely go with this storage blob data reader. I will go with the contributor one. I will select this. I will select members, and inside members, I will search for my service principal, and I will give this service principal access to this blob storage. So we can jump to our code. The first method which I have written, it is going to list out the file record. So let me go to the container. Inside container, I have uploaded this sample.3.txt file, and I can just download it. And if you see, like, we do have only one line written. This is sample3 file. I just want to read the data of this file from our code. Let's see how we can do that. So first of all, actually, we need to pass a container name. What is the container name in our case? So we have given container name this storage common container. I will just replace it over here. And then we need to give the blob name. Now, what is the blob name? It is sample3.txt. So I will give this name over here. I will save this. And after that, we need to utilize this blob service client, because this particular service is going to help us to interact with blob storage. So here you can see the first parameter, it is asking the account URL. This account URL is going to be what we are passing it over here. This is going to be your Azure storage URL. And then the second parameter is the credentials. So credential is something which we are passing it over here. So we are taking this and passing it in the blob service client. Now using this particular client, if everything is correct, then this is going to give us access to our blob storage. Once we get that access to blob storage, then the second level hierarchy is going to be container. Once we have created this blob service client, then we can use it to get the container information. Just to get that, we are going to use this service get container client, and inside this we are going to pass our container name. So that's what we have written over here, the container name. And once we get a container, then we can go to our file. And this is what actually we have listed out in our diagram also. First, using this blob service client, you are getting overall blob access. And after that, once you have that client, then we can go at the container level. And once you get at the container level, then at last we can go to the file or folder level. So this is what we are doing in this case also. So once we get a blob service client, then we have used this get container client to go to specific container. Once we go to container, after that, once we have this container client created, then we can get the blob information using this get blob client. First we had the get container client. Now we have the get blob client. And inside this, we can just pass our blob name, which is sample3.txt in this case. Once you have the blob client, then you can read all information from that file. And just to read that, first of all, we have to download the blob, and then we can utilize this read all method. And at the last, I'm just going to print it. So let's try to call this method first. So let's try to call this method. Now you can see this is sample3 file. You are also getting like this kind of code. It is coming in binary 64 format. So I can decode it. So if I want to convert into simple text, then I can just decode this information, and let me try to print it again. And now you see I'm getting a simple text screen text. I'm getting a simple string text, which is this is a sample3 file. The second method, what I wanted to show you, is to list out all blob. So suppose like there is a scenario where you have a container in the Azure and you have several files listed over here. You want to access all those files. How we can actually get all those files information. So here everything is going to be same. So we are going to have a blob service client, account URL, credentials and everything. And after that, once we have this, then we have to go at the container level. So once we go to container level, after that, so previously what we were doing, because we want to specifically access this file, so we were just passing the blob name also, and we were creating this blob client. But here we are going at the container level, and after that what we are doing, we are utilizing another method of this container client and listing all the blobs available. For that, we are just looping over the list of the blobs, which is going to be retrieved from this container client, and we are just printing the blob name. Using this, we can access all the files what we have uploaded on our blob. Just for this demo, so I'm going to upload few more files on the blob. So let me upload few more files. So we do have this sample and sample2. So I will upload that as well. Now you can see we have 3 files listed over here. So what I'm hoping, once I run this code, it should be printing all these 3 files. So let me go to this list blob method, and I will uncomment the second one. One thing what I missed, I also need to update the container name. So let me update the container name so that we can list out all the files which are over here. Let me run this code now. Now you can see it has listed out all these 3 files information, because this is what we wanted to print. So we wanted to get the list of all the blobs, and then we just wanted to print the name of this file. In the next method, what we are going to do, in this one, we have listed out the file name information, but what if we want to access the data of all these files, right? How we can access it? So similarly here, actually, I'm going to update the container name. Now, first of all, again, we need to do same thing. We need to create a blob service client using the URL and credential. And after that, the second level, we need to go to the container level. For that, we are going to use this blob service client. And then we are going to utilize this get container client so that we can get access to container. We can go at the container level. And once we go at the container level, then we know, like, just to list out everything from the container, then we have to utilize this list blob, this particular method which we have used earlier. Now the additional thing would be, once we have the information of the blob, then also we need to get the data of all these blobs, right? So what we were following in step 1, if you go to our first method, we were creating this blob client, and inside that we were passing the blob name, right? So similar thing we are doing over here also. We are creating a container client, then we are creating a blob client, and inside that we are passing this blob information, blob name. So once you have this blob information, then it's going to create this blob client, what we have seen in first method. And then definitely after that, we can just, download blob and read all. This is similar to what we have been doing in our method first, but in that case, we were specifically accessing one file. Here, actually, we are accessing multiple files and just reading out all the data. But if you see at the baseline, everything is same. It's just that we are dealing with multiple files over here. So now just let me run this code. So last time it just printed a file name. This time I'm hoping like it's going to print the data. And you can see this is sample2, sample3. And in the first file, we had more data. So it has just printed out everything over here. Please do note, I have used this UTF-8 to decode the information so that I can get the data in the text rather than getting it in the bytes. And the last method, what we are covering over here. So we are going to have some file at our local machine, and we are going to upload all those files to our blob. So let's see like how to do that. So first of all, we have to pass our local directory where actually we are going to place all these files. You can see here in the input folder, I have placed all these files, and it's going to be same file. So let me just go over there and delete all this file first. Now you can see I don't have any files in my blob in this storage common container. So two parameters. First is local directory where my files are located. Second parameter is going to be container name. Here I'm going to pass the container name, storage common container. To get access to this common container, first of all, I have to create a blob service client. And after that, I have to use this get container client. And inside this one, I need to pass my container information. After that, I am just reading all files from my directory. And for this, I'm using native Python library OS. And after that, I'm just listing out all the file information from this directory. And for that, I'm using this list directory. This will give me a list of file, and I'm just looping over all those files. So here you can see for file name in file names, which I have got from here, I'm just trying to get a full path. When I'm saying full path, it means it's going to append the local directory path, which is going to be input in this case, and then /sample.txt, and which is going to be file name. I'm getting a file name, and from here I'm getting a local directory. So at the end of the day, it's going to give me full path input/sample.txt. Once I have the sample path, so it's a native way of reading a file in a Python. I'm just using that. To read the file, I'm just utilizing read method. And once I have the data, then whatever container client which I have created earlier over here, now I'm using upload blob method. And when I'm using upload blob, then I'm just passing a file name and the data. So let me try to run this and see whether our files are going to get uploaded or not. The files should get uploaded and they should be having the data also. So let me just comment out this and uncomment upload blob. Okay, so the program has completed. Let me just check on the portal. Let me refresh it. And you can see I have all these 3 files got created. Here, this file is the bigger one and all these files are smaller. So this is how we can connect to Azure Blob and can perform multiple operations. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.